Wow. Who saw that coming? Matthew Stafford is a Ram. Okay, we need to break this down. What is up, everyone? Coffee Break is back with another video. And let me start with an apology, because I was almost certain that Matthew Stafford was a 49er on Friday. Like, it all made sense for both parties involved. They were both interested. Lions wanted to ship out Matthew Stafford. 49ers needed a quarterback. And you had your other typical teams out there like the Colts and the Panthers were all interested. But here come the LA Rams. The Rams, who I don't think have drafted a first rounder in like forever, came up and pulled the rug right from under the Niners and all the other teams involved. Crazy. And it only leaves the 49ers and the Jimmy Garoppolo relationship just leaves it much more complicated. Let me explain. Let's start with the trade details. The Rams gave up 2 first-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, and Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford. Now, at first glance, you say, well, this is crazy. They overpaid. It's clear. But remember, I mentioned this in a previous video. The Seahawks, for Jamal Adams, gave up 2 first-round picks. For Jamal Adams, a safety. The price of doing business in the NFL has gone up significantly. And the Rams needed to unload that Goff contract to the Lions, so they needed to pay a high price for this. It makes sense for them. They are in it for the short term, and that's always been the Rams. The Rams haven't drafted in the first round since 2016 when they took Jared Goff, and they want to take advantage of Aaron Donald, who's in his prime right now. They have Jalen Ramsey and a couple of good wide receivers under contract. I get it. I think this actually is not a bad deal for the Rams. You get rid of a terrible Jared Goff contract while upgrading the position. They continue to compete at a high level too. Now, would I make this trade if I'm the Rams GM? Probably not. But I know one thing is I wouldn't have given Jared Goff that contract either. So they're pretty much making up for a mistake they made in the past. This leads me to read the list of names of quarterbacks currently in the division. You have Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, and now Matthew Stafford with Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, some may argue Jimmy is the worst quarterback in the division by far. Definitely a wake-up call to the 49ers front office. I didn't care if Stafford landed with the Colts, Patriots, Panthers, but now he's in LA, and the 49ers are destined to face Stafford and the Rams twice a year. Not ideal for the Niners. Another thing to consider is that the Rams have kind of solved their quarterback position problem. It was clear, just as Shanahan wants to improve at quarterback, Sean McVay wanted to do the same thing. He was able to get his quarterback first. Shanahan is still looking for his. And it's interesting to read that Stafford wanted to be in LA specifically. Maybe it's the location, but I think the Niners are in a way better position to win now than the Rams are. Because I don't think Stafford is going to get an extension after his contract is up either. So maybe Stafford didn't want to live in Santa Clara, but if this was about winning, Stafford has a better opportunity to do that in SF. Just my opinion though. But the more you think about it, the Rams and the 49ers are 2 similar teams. They have a similar system, was able to make it to the Super Bowl, but came up short, has relied on a good defense, while the quarterback is pretty average, not great, and has a noticeable ceiling. The Rams knew that Goff would never take them over that hump. Everything around them has to be perfect. The 49ers seem to think the same thing about Jimmy Garoppolo. The difference, the Rams have sold a farm, while the 49ers still have full control of their draft capital. They're heading towards different paths. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out for both sides. And as much as you want Jimmy here, Niner fans, the 49ers showed their hand again this offseason. I'm not sure how much Jimmy has to put up with this before he says, you know what, screw that, trade me. Now, I'm sure Jimmy is a nice guy and a reasonable man, probably won't say that, right? I'm sure they will treat him better than the Rams treated Goff in just unloading him to a franchise who is sketchy at best right now. But you have to wonder that the relationship of Jimmy and the 49ers has taken a hit the past year. Ever since they came up short in that Super Bowl, they've been wanting to make a quarterback change, and it could still happen. But here's my overall assessment. The Rams have gotten better this offseason. The 49ers haven't. You can argue the 49ers have gotten worse with Saleh leaving, Sherman, Juszczyk, and others hitting free agency. The 49ers need to come up with a new plan of attack. But anything they do now will require either patience or cost them the farm. You want Watson? Yeah, so does so many other teams. If Stafford's trade cost the Rams 2 first-round picks, the Watson trade at the minimum will cost around 3 first-round picks and a couple of mid-round picks, maybe even a player. Or you can draft someone high in the draft, but you have to have the patience to develop the player. Either way, after saying Garoppolo won't be here after the Super Bowl, I think it's more likely he stays on the team right now. That's not the end of the world either. I mean, Garoppolo being the fallback plan is not bad at all. But I do know this, if the 49ers want to compete in this division next year, Jimmy G will need to play better than he's ever played before. Let's see what the Niners have in store for the remainder of the offseason. Anyways, guys, let me hear from you. Where do you think the 49ers rank currently in the NFC West? And what do you think about the Rams now having Matthew Stafford? Go ahead and drop your comments below. Thank you all for watching my video. And as always, we'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.